Let's now talk about what's happening in Pakistan. The story begins with some questions. Is the Pakistan army officially running the country now? Has it taken over the country's governance in a silent coup? I mean, just have a look at the state of affairs in the country. The Prime Minister has resigned, a former Prime Minister is in jail, and the interim Prime Minister happens to be the army's man. Not just him. If you look at the names of Pakistan's interim leaders, it will seem as if the entire interim government is being run by the army. Let's start off with the interim Prime Minister himself, Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar. He has been serving a 6-year term in Pakistan's Senate since the year 2018. He is a member of the Balochistan Awami Party, which is widely considered, by the way, to be close to the military. The party was formed in March 2018, and many reports at that time had said that its formation was a bid to prevent ethno-nationalists in Balochistan from winning polls, and that the party and its leaders had the blessings of Pakistan's generals. So when Kakar was named the interim Prime Minister, the appointment naturally raised a lot of eyebrows, mainly because he was not particularly well known within the political circles of Pakistan. In fact, a member of the outgoing ruling coalition went to the extent of saying that his appointment was a surprise for many in the alliance government itself. But what is this really supposed to mean? Is the army running the country through their appointee? Well, it certainly seems like that. And then we have the interim defense minister, Anwar Ali Haider. He is a retired lieutenant general and he is now handling the Ministry of Defense. Observers say this is because the defense ministers in caretaker governments have usually been former generals. But if you look at Pakistan's recent history, it tells you a completely different story. In June 2018, when Nawaz Sharif was ousted, Abdullah Hussain Haroon was named the defense minister. Earlier, he was the Speaker of Pakistan's Sindh Assembly, not an army general. And likewise, in 2007, Salim Abbas Jilani was named Pakistan's defense minister. And he too, by the way, was not associated with the army, not to the best of our knowledge. And it does not even end there. You see, Pakistan has what's called the Special Investment Facilitation Center, a body which is basically the military's brainchild. Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff is the chairman of the board of this council. It also has representatives from the ISI. And a few days after Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar was named the interim Prime Minister, he attended a meeting of the NSIC. And we wonder what the meeting was all about. My point here is simple. There are so many developments that indicate just how the interim government in Pakistan has the army's footprints all over it. And by all means, the army generals have used their power to take over the helm of affairs once again. And this was evident for quite some time, in fact. You see, ever since the May 9 protests, when Imran Khan supporters, remember, stormed the offices and homes of Pakistan's generals, it was rather obvious that the army was slowly but certainly striking back. Not just against Imran Khan and the PTI, but also against the Shehbaz Sharif government. And if I speak of the PTI specifically, immediately after those protests, a host of them distanced themselves, remember, from Imran Khan. Some pledged loyalty to the party, some were herded into a new party, while some ostensibly quit politics. And even now, the families of some former PTI leaders are being targeted. Take the case of Shireen Mazari. Just last Sunday, Mazari's daughter and human rights lawyer, Iman Zainab Mazari, was arrested. The arrest came just hours after she referred to the army generals as quote-unquote terrorists. Her mother is calling the arrest an abduction. She says this is a sign that Pakistan is under state fascism. As for the previous Shehbaz Sharif government, it is facing no such troubles. But have a look at where its hobnobbing with the army has really taken it. They are out of power, preparing for general elections. But there is still no guarantee that they might actually win. The only outcome of their hobnobbing, like subverting the constitution or undermining the parliament, has only crippled democracy in Pakistan and strengthened the army behemoth. And reports say the interim government will rule Pakistan for just 90 days. But if we go by how things are unfolding in the country, it seems like they might just last slightly longer. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.